always live in effect without the BS. Back with another PoE 2 video. First off, I want to send a shout out to Triple G for listening to my plea. The last 2 days I've been gone because I've been in the hospital due to having a seizure while playing this game, unfortunately. What had happened was I was playing my witch character at the time, and the screen ripping or distortion, whatever you want to call it, started happening as I was playing with the witch. When the firewall graphics started going off and the screen ripping started happening, it sent me into a seizure episode. I sent over a letter to Triple G letting him know that I need to get that fixed like now before anybody else gets hurt, because it's serious, because no one gives a damn about Magic Fine. No one gives a damn about unbalanced characters or whatever. Who cares if a life is in danger? So people need to understand that. So I want to thank Triple G because as soon as I got back out of the hospital, took 2 days break, and then I decided to play the game to see if they done anything, because they're not letting anybody know if they have any improvements into the game, because their patch notes has always been bad. If you're on console, if you're new to the game, definitely, and if you're on console, know this: Triple G is always late when they're giving out information to console. We're like an afterthought to them. It's always been that way in PoE 1 for years. So I was hoping they would change their attitude towards that, but we'll see. We'll see. They just got back to work. We'll see. But I came back into the game. I'm pretty sure there was a hot fix, because as you can see, it's not doing it anymore. You guys know, if you watch any of my other videos, this area was going crazy just by walking. It's not happening anymore. And I tried other areas in the game as well, and it's not happening there as well. So I think they had a hot fix. Maybe my email, they read it and they was like, "Yo, we gotta do this now, get it fixed." I'm not sure. I never got a response for it. But all I know is I got out of the hospital and the screen ripping is now gone. But what has took its place is more latency. The lag is increased. Besides the screen ripping, when there's more enemies on the screen slows down when there's more enemies on the screen. Which is okay, because I noticed in this game, when projectiles are slower, you can move right past them a lot faster. But that's just nor here or there. I just wanted to just put a shout out there to Triple G. Thank you for fixing the screen ripping first, before you go into all this bullshit the PC community wants. Okay, now let's go on to what's actually going on in the game, in the community. Because as of right now, everyone's all over the board on what they want from the game, what they want changed from the game. Some people want the game a little bit harder. Some people want the game a little bit easier. I like it the way it is. I think it's challenging enough. It helps you learn. You learn from your mistakes. You take those L's and you learn. And you move on. I think the game is done really well. But when it comes to end game, for me personally, I'm a story person. I'm a campaign, story-driven person. I love the lore of this game. But the end game for PoE 1, for years, I only did either the mechanics of the game, or I played Heist and Delve. That was it. Those are the only two mechanics I did at the end game. I never did maps. I don't find that mapping is entertaining to me. I can get this. I shouldn't have to make the game overly difficult just to get one item at a random RNG chance. I shouldn't have to stress myself out to do that. Maybe because, like I said, I'm older. I'm an older generation, and y'all young kids, I ain't trying to keep up with y'all. I can't keep up with y'all. I can't. I can't keep up with y'all. Y'all can go 24 hours streaming, 24-hour gaming, and everything. That's because you're not at my age yet. When you get to my age, you'll understand that that shit ain't happening no more. You're done. 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 Once you pass 40, I'm telling you, your energy level drops. It's just done. Anyway, anyway, even with exercise and eating right, anyway, it doesn't help. Anyway, I just don't find it entertaining to have to go from place to place just trying to fight the hardest boss to find loot. Give me my fucking loot. I shouldn't have to go to T15 to find the best loot. The best loot should be in the end game period, all over, not in the pinnacle balls, or not. If one type of loot is gated by one type of boss, only a certain few are going to get that. That's you're blocking a whole lot of players from ever entering that area. Just like they're saying about trials. A lot of players can't do trial number 4 to get their fourth ascendancy because it's way too hard. But you don't like that, but you're okay with the fact that all the best loot is locked behind tier 15 pinnacle bosses, which is also hard content that's unbeatable. Do you understand? It's like you can't have your cake and eat it too, but that's what this community loves to try to do. And that's why I can't stand in game, because that's their space. I understand why you like it. I need a reason to go through each one of these steps. Give me a reason. And I want a guarantee reason. I don't want to go in there for some stupid RNG that's not going to happen. I want a storyline. That's why I like Heist. Heist was perfect because it had a story behind each one of them. When I went in there, I loved it. You know, the Syndicate, that was fun. Because it had a story behind it. You know, I can say one guy's innocent, I could kill the other guy, I can make this one, that was fun. This here, I don't know what people find so fun about doing one board after another, trying to juice it up, pause, to make it better. I don't know. That's like I said, that's one group of people that like to do that, but not everybody's in that group. Unfortunately, if you go online, only thing the loudest voice is that group, and it's freaking annoying, but you gotta deal with it. Next thing that needs to be addressed is loot. Basic loot or base loot is trash in this game, on console and on PC. From the PC community, they're voicing their opinion how this needs to be improved, and on console, I'm letting you guys know up front, is the exact same way. Trying to find a good base to even try to re-roll on it is just it's just like going to the casino. You're really wasting your money trying to play the lottery on these bitches. Wasting a lot of material. Just save what you got. The only time you want to re-roll on anything is when you have 4 good bases stats already built in. Like if you find one with 4 good ones already built in, keep it. Then you take the chance to roll 2 times to go into it. But don't waste 4 or 5 on one piece because you're just wasting all 4 or 5. You make sure those 4 are really good before you move it along. The next thing people complain about are the runes. I've seen a couple of videos, people are using weapons with empty rune slots. I find that weird because I got too many of these fuckers. And you can't sell them. They only sell for like, I think 100 something gold. So it's a waste to sell. But I get these things all the time. Just stick them in your gear. Because you're going to replace your gear anyway. So just use the damn stat. Why are you trying to hold on to these things? Like these things are just going to be valuable all of a sudden. No, It's not going to change the value of these things. So people say, well, if you got one in there, wish you can change it. Yeah, that would be cool. Wish you can just take the one you have and replace it. But why keep it empty? That's the part I'm talking about. Don't leave it blank. Put something in there. You need the defenses somewhere. Put it in. That's the only tip I can give for people who do that. It's like just use it, man. You're going to get another one. You're going to have like a bazillion of these things. So you're going to have plenty of time to put whatever you want in there. And these too, they need to stop giving out these. Like, it's too many charms. Why do I have all these charms but cannot get a second and third charm slot? That is so stupid. And charms only come available on the belt, and you only can find a one slot charm. Granted, yeah, I'm pretty sure if I go onto the trade site, I probably could find a two slotter or maybe a three slotter. But again, you can't fault human greed. So if you try to go to find a charmed two slot, it might cost you about five divine because of human greed. They don't care that you need it to enjoy the game. They want the money. You can't. It's the only thing you can't do about the trade market. Is trade is always going to be bad because of human greed. That's why Magic Find, I don't see a bad thing about it. Magic Find. But you can't take account into human greed. And human greed is always going to be in the play when it comes to player on player trade. That's just how it's going to be. Period. The best way to get around that is to actually, excuse me, the best way to get around that will be just to have an actual market like in PoE 1 for console. Again, a lot of people from PoE 1 don't know about console trade because they never had to deal with it. On console, we had the ability to trade with ourselves, which made it so much simpler. The format was simple. We placed the item on the board. If you want the item, all you had to do was just put your money on the board and take the item. That was it. Because the other person was already online, all he has to do is just press yes. A notification came on the bottom of the screen saying a person wants to buy your item. All you had to do was say yes or no. There was no, I need to invite this guy over to here. You invite me first. No, I invite you first. No one gives a damn who's inviting who. Just get your item. Console was so way superior trade than we have here. And the prices were actually cheaper on console than it is on the, I don't know why. Maybe because it's a board, like you go into a grocery store and everything is already laid out for you and you can just get it when you go. You don't got to do all this extra work. Maybe it wasn't as detailed as the website. Yes, it wasn't as, defined as, detailed as the website is, but you can still get the information you need it and get the item you need it faster and more direct. I understand it's bad that we couldn't trade with the PC players as well, but it was faster and more reliable and a lot cheaper to dealing with the console versus console trading. Or just put that same program, put it in PO2, and make all of us PC2, all of us use the trade board. So that way we have a set price on some of these items. So it won't be 300, 300 divines for this or 200. Everything will be 10 and under. It's just something like that. Like an actual store where you can go buy the base part of the item. That would be great too. Like I said, I have no problem with trade. It's just you just know when you're dealing in trade, you're dealing with human greed. That's the thing. Now, people are also having problems with on-death effects when they're running around their maps and everything. For me, I have not experienced too many on-death effects, to be honest. So I can't speak on it too much because every time I go and do a map, let's see, which one can I do? Can I do this one? I can do that one. Yeah, I know. Look at that. It's a level 1 map. I know. It is not a T15 map. Oh my god, he's breaking the rules. He's not showing off a T15 map. Oh my god. Now, who gives a fuck? It's a map. The point of it is,
I will feast on your soul.
my playstyle is to sit the way the hell back here and then shoot fire and lasers everywhere. So I've never really experienced on depth effects because I'm normally around the corner from the effect that's happening. And that's with my warrior build, is the same way. I'll jump in with my leap slam. I'll lay down my hammer, what do you call it? Shockwave totem. And then, or I run in, I shockwave totem, and then I jump out. I'm nowhere near the effect of what's happening. So, and then when I'm, of course, when I'm playing my favorite build, the mercenary, I'm way across, I'm over here shooting up the top of the screen. So I'm never near the person. So I don't know about the on-depth effects. When it comes to bosses, they just hit me because I'm stupid and I run into them. So I can't blame on-depth effects on that one. That's just me being, oh yeah, I forgot that was going to happen. So I can't talk about the bosses either. Most of the time, it's me, when I watch my replay, is me running into the shit. Not because I dodged it, because I'm not thinking about it. And I'm just moving, thinking my shield or my armor is going to protect me when it doesn't. I'm just lying to myself when I move. Anyway. But the one thing I think that this game definitely needs to be fixed overall for all systems and all games is overall class balances, because we definitely need the rest of the skills available. You know, we need the sword and shield moves. You know, we need all those because PoE has always been a copy and paste game. People will wait till the other person will finish a good build and then they'll just copy it.
I think not.
And then that leads to a lot of complaining between a lot of people saying, look, you copied that person who got this. To me, again, I don't care who made the build first. Does it work? Yes. Okay. My problem is with PoE 2 build creators are they have to like to use the word best a lot. A lot.
No.
Every single build is the best. Every single build. This one does 10 million DPS. So does this one. So does this one. Of course they all do 10 million DPS. You just copy the other person's build. You move one note or you have 2 different pieces of gear. That's it. That's it. The only thing you did was change your armor piece and now you say this build is yours. It's annoying. And then they complain about build diversity in this game a lot. The reason why there's no build diversity is because people show off crazy ass builds that can one-shot everything. Once those builds are one-shotting everything, people, again, is a followers community. People will follow that build because they don't feel like dealing with it. And so they, hey, if you can one-shot everything, I want to do it too. And that's what ends up happening. So the builds don't get better, they just get copied more. That's why there was a big surge of the sorcerer's build. There's more sorcerers than anybody because everybody saw, oh look, it's easy, let's do that one. Or, oh look, I could do that, that person did this. Now everybody's doing monk now. Oh look, monk can do this, I'm gonna do it. So everybody got the same monk build. If you, all because you got a different title to the build, doesn't mean it's a different build. Just look at the stats, look at the skills, it's the exact same move. There are other skills we can use, but Again, it's
Scatter
about
before
play
me!
style. Not everybody's play styles are can adapt to different ones. And some moves, some of the skills in the game do need an overhaul because there's just people don't find them fun. That's all. Like
I
this
think
minion
not.
build. People were telling me that minions do all the work. I don't like minions doing all the work. So my minions are pretty much my meat shields. They do a lot of damage, yes, but my spark here is the reason why they're doing all the damage. The spark shocks them, and that shock increases their damage done. They do damage, but once they're shocked, they do even more damage. So I'm increasing their output by shocking them. So that gives me a reason to do something besides just staying in the background. I like shock because this spark move, due to the fact that the game has no really good auto aiming in this game, like no really good aiming at all. So having it just bounce all over the place makes it so much easier. Just hold the button and let it rip. And when it goes through fire, it gets fire damage. And if you add this, oops, this here, Stormfire, it ignores the ignite. So no matter what happens, it will still shock. Because I'm using this skill here to shock them, which causes more damage. Because that's what shock does. So it causes target to take 20% increased damage. So every time I hit him with the shock, and I got conduit, which gives him 100% chance to shock, all those flying, every enemy I attack with just does 20% more damage. So that's how I've been killing everything through the game. So it's pretty much a 2-button build. Well, 3 if I want when there's too many enemies in the room.
Rise!
It's like a walking tank. It's another reason why I don't like maps. Look at this. Like, why am I walking all the way around? Like, there's no really indicator that says this is the end. Should be a lot more easier to see than this one little skull. Hopefully it's only one guy. Oops. There we go. You're dead.
None can oppose me.
That's right. And we need a loot filter. Swear to the loot filter for PoE 1 was not very, very good for console. But it was still better than this. At least we could change the colors. You know? Like we couldn't have like a custom soundtrack like PC could. Like you got your custom sounds on PC. But for console, at least we could have changed the colors so we know what we're picking up. That needs to be addressed as soon as possible. But again, they have not sent any word to us on what they're going to address, if anything. Like Like I have to let new console players know that they are known for getting to us later. They are known for doing that. They normally do get back to us. They just slow.
I think not.
Really? I can't pick that one up. One of y'all gotta go. There we go. Oh well, another map down. I should have picked a T2 then, huh? Oh well. Anyway, until next time, everybody. Hopefully, the game will be improved slowly but surely. There's supposed to be an announcement on the 12th, which is this Sunday. Hopefully that they give us some information about console. I have a 98% chance they won't, but I hope they do. I hope they do. They're probably going to address a lot of things, but none of them are going to address like why when you go to your Trial of Sekimas or Trial of Chaos, how all the stash boxes will drop your items outside the box. They're probably not going to address that. The only thing that they've addressed so far was the screen ripping, and I do appreciate that. But we shall see. We shall see. Until next time, everybody. Have a good night. Peace.